Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Ballin' with Code and Pablo. I'm so glad to be back with you guys. Before I start this video, make sure you guys are liking, sharing, and subscribing to my content on YouTube. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and even Clubhouse. So make sure you guys are joining me on those other platforms. Now let's get right into the project. So for this video, I decided, you know what? I want to compare Steph Curry and Trae Young, but Damian Lillard definitely deserves that respect, and I want to be able to really properly compare these players. I also came across an article from 538. This article is pretty old. It's by Kirks Goldberry. He used data from older seasons, and he was looking at the shot location. So he made a shot location map, a visual of that. Then he did field goal percentage and points per shot. Then he combined shot location and points per shot, and pretty much it was shown that there wasn't that much of a percentage dip between the mid-range and the three-point shots. Now it was about 40 to 45% mid-range and 30 to 35% outside the mid-range. And pretty much it's because why? NBA three-point shots are worth more than, the two-point shots. So I mean, it was pretty obvious, but he was able to prove that using NBA data, which was really incredible. It inspired me to want to do my own project. So I went on YouTube and I found a YouTuber named Hobe, and this guy is pretty amazing. He does Python projects as well, and he does other miscellaneous videos where he's doing jumping exercises, getting his vertical right, which I'm going to look at too, because Code and Pablo is going to be dropping buckets soon. I'm going to have some highlights for you guys. And I won my first game in the Play More basketball league in Jersey. So you already know, man, I'm coming crazy. I was like Russell Westbrook. I took some lit protein and I was fired up. I was ready to go. So looking at Hobe's project on YouTube and downloading some of his code, I was able to really analyze what he did. He found a way to really make it easy for him to enter any NBA player he wanted. See, in my previous project, I had to do everything manual, but he made a function, which is something you can do in Python to just kind of input something and, you get something exported out. And he's able to make this code easy so you can enter any player in any season and get their shot charts, hex charts, zone chart, and heat map. So he was able to do all those for Damian Lillard the previous season. But for me, I want to do Steph Curry, Trae Young, and Damian Lillard for this season. And I know the data is short, right? Because the NBA season just started, but it don't matter. I want to see what's going on with these players. So previously, I compared Steph Curry and Trae Young, and I didn't really look at the numbers with Damian Lillard because it's like, that's not the point of this video right now. I'm not comparing just their numbers. I already know their numbers are similar and they're very similar players, but I want to have a visual representation for these players. Let's just focus on Steph Curry for a second. Steph Curry has a lot of shots. It's not just from three. A lot of people could guess that Steph Curry, isn't that strong in the paint, which is kind of proven when you compare all three players' shot charts. So I would say with Steph Curry, he utilizes more of the arc. When I look at Damian Lillard's shot chart, he utilizes more of the baseline, and of course he's utilizing the three. However, it's not as much as Steph Curry. Obviously with Trae Young, he's heavy in the paint. He covers a lot of the paint area, almost the entire paint area. So pretty incredible. Now, if we look at the zone chart, it's very similar, and something kind of surprises me. With Damian Lillard and Trae Young, I can see that they have farther away shots. Now, I'm assuming that the darker shots are possibly that they made them, maybe the lighters that they didn't make them. But my guessing is that that's false, that, Trae Young and Damian Lillard shoot from a further range. My guessing is that they get fouled on some of the pick and rolls, the high screen pick and rolls that they receive. And for me, looking at Steph Curry's shot chart and zone chart, I know that he's just shooting from that spot and he's making it. And he can shoot further than these guys, even though Damian Lillard is known as Logo Lillard. So, there could be an argument there. Now, I want to look at the heat map. This is probably one of the most interesting aspects of this project. The heat map is really, really interesting. If we look at Damian Lillard and we look at Trae Young, you can see that they're very similar. Trae Young, he kind of dips here and there. It's not as consistent. I'm assuming that the heat map shows how many shots you're really making in those certain spots. But as you can see in the paint, he is really dominating. And he's covering most of that surface. Damian Lillard is hitting more shots and more spots. But now, if we add Steph Curry to the equation, you can clearly see he is hitting more shots from the perimeter and he's utilizing more of the arc, as I previously stated. So it's really interesting to kind of see these visuals, and this is exactly what I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to be showing you more visual stuff, and yes, I didn't make the code. However, I utilized the code from Hobe and I was able to manipulate it so that I had current season data. And if I update my Jupyter notebook, which is pretty much refreshing on a website, it will update the shot charts, the heat zones, the zone charts, and the heat map. So I don't have to worry about, knowing if this is current data or not. So for these videos that you're seeing right now, this is a couple days old, but I'm sure there's not a big difference within 3 or 4 days to really show you guys and, be like, oh, well, let me, change it up or whatever. But I can at any point in time. And I probably will come back to these 3 players, and I will be utilizing this code for other players like, bigs, small forwards, and even shooting guards and power forwards. So I'm really excited to be incorporating some visuals to my channel as well. Make sure you guys are checking out my podcast, No Cap All Stats Podcast. It is now on all the podcast platforms you can think of, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more, and Google Podcasts as well. So make sure you guys are checking that out. Every episode is going to be Sunday until the trade deadline, and I will update you guys after that. So make sure you guys are checking that out as well. This is Ballin' with Code and Pablo, guys. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.